a narcissist. He was like real, like I don't mean like, oh yeah, like he was really a narcissist. Yeah, like actually really a narcissist. Very dangerous. He was a very, very dangerous man. Yeah, he was really dangerous. Like by the time that I found out that I was HIV positive, I was just like eating out of his hand. That was it. Oh, thank you, Bianca. Name twin. Yes, I am 4 months pregnant. I'm gonna eat over here. I am 4 months pregnant. I've been wanting, okay, all these Biancas. I wanted to get pregnant for a minute. I've been trying to get pregnant for a minute. I really wanted another baby, but God's timing is perfect. I couldn't be more happy with the timing of it all. My daughter Jewel, she is so hyped to be a big sis. She is so hyped, so hyped, so hyped. What are you hoping for, a boy or a girl? Honestly, like, I'm just so used to being a girl mom. I love being a girl mom. But, you know, a little boy, like, what? How cute. Boys are so much easier. How? In what way? Am I pregnant by the guy that infected me with HIV? I am married. The guy that infected me with HIV, I left him back in 2019. He infected me in 2019. I left him in 2019. Okay? I was done, but child, I can't be done forever. Okay? Nah, I haven't spoken to that man, seen that man since 2019. The father of my children is my husband. I have a 4-year-old daughter conceived by my husband, and my baby that I'm pregnant with is conceived by my husband. Okay? And my husband is HIV negative, by the way. They love on you. They are so much easier, yet I'm a boy mom. Girls are scary. Congratulations. Boys are so much easier, at least till they get older. I have twin boys, almost 2. They drain me of my energy more than my 3 girls. Listen, the one thing that I know about boys is that boys have so much energy, especially when they're 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, go to your dad. Go to your dad. I'm gonna have that boy in everything. Literally, karate, taekwondo, soccer. Child, you're gonna be playing tennis, and then you're gonna do Kumon twice a week, because we need to strengthen that mind too. Kumon twice a week. I don't want to hear nothing about that. You're not gonna do nothing till you finish your Kumon. I put Jewel in Kumon. She was tight. I put Jewel in Kumon when she was 3 years old. She was tight. I'm like, you ready for Kumon? She's like, no. Anyway, I think that there's pros and cons. Not pros and cons, but everybody's their individual. Like, I'm not really pressed about that. My daughter's my best friend. You know, that's my bestie. And I learned a lot from the mistakes that my mom did with me. Excuse me. I learned a lot from the mistakes that my mom had with me. And I will say that being raised in a 2-parent household changes a lot of things too. So, you know, by the age of 4, like, I already knew that my parents were, like, not happy together. I saw how they fought. I saw it was not cute. It really, like, the reason that I got so messed up in my head were for many reasons, but it started at home. It started with how my parents treated each other. That's, like, kind of how, like, it messed up, like, how I viewed how you know, a woman is supposed to be treated, and or how a woman like is in the house. Like, I didn't learn how to cook or clean. My mom didn't teach me none of that. Shout out to my mom, though. I love her. But like, she didn't teach me none of that. I never saw my mom cooking or cleaning ever. And we weren't rich, so we didn't have no maid. We didn't have nothing. So like, basically, I've learned a lot from the mistakes that my parents made. And at the end of the day, that's God's child. God will handle my daughter and my son. Anyway. Anyway, congrats on the baby. Thank you. You equals you. Yes, undetectable equals untransmittable. Like, when I started posting about my pregnancy on the other apps, oh my gosh, like, everybody was like, oh yeah, like, your husband has a death wish. That man has a death wish. Why is he so thirsty for, what they said, a yellow bone? Do you think that my man is with me just because of like how I look? First of all, like, I am not the prettiest girl in the world. Like, there's people that are bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and my man can bag them. Like, y'all seen him? He could bag any girl that he could possibly want. Although, my man is a little like shy. He don't got game like that. But anyway, like, I feel like if he point is, he's not with me just because of my looks. Because if it was about my looks, like, that all of that fades, especially after having a child. I am not the woman, I'm not the woman that I was before I had a baby. I was so fine. When he met me at 27, no. So no, he loves me for other reasons, and we're building a life together. But anyway, no, like, I'm not giving my husband HIV. I've never given HIV to anybody. And I hooked up with somebody. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I hooked up with somebody in that window period. Like, before I knew that I was HIV positive, I hooked up with somebody. But the moment that I found out that I was HIV positive, that was the first person I called. The first person I disclosed to was, oh boy. I was like, listen, I just tested positive for HIV. You need to go to the doctor. I blew up his phone. You need to go to the doctor. Go to the doctor now. And he was like, yo, why you blowing up my phone? Like, because we weren't even cool. Like, we weren't even talking. But yeah, like it's the right thing to do. What do you mean? Like, that was literally the first person I thought of. So, but anyway, he's HIV negative. So yeah. I hope a healthy baby. Amen. I hope a healthy baby too. I love how transparent you are. Thank you, my love. Is your daughter your husband's biological dad? Yes. Before I came to the Lord, I was very much pro-choice. Like, I was very much like, a plan B was scared of me, okay? I was not about to have a baby by nobody. Like, and I say this with the fear of God, because now, like, obviously I know more about life, about my salvation. But, I was never going to have, the guy that infected me with HIV, yo, he wanted to get me pregnant so bad. That's what he did. That was his MO. He had, like, I don't know how many kids out there in these streets. I did not know. I only knew about one child, because that's the only one that he would claim. He's like, yeah, I got one kid. I met the kid. That man had a whole, like, soccer team out here in these streets. You don't even, oh my gosh. I found is the best thing for me, especially on this journey. If you guys know, my first pregnancy was a horror story. Like, it was literally a horror story. Like, they literally threatened to call the cops on me, threatened to open a case against me, against Child Protective Services. Like, it was insane. So I don't want to go through that again. And I refuse to go through that again. So anyway. Yes, please pray for us. Thank you so much. Do I know who gave it to me? Yes. Can you explain exactly what undetectable means? Yeah, undetectable means that you cannot transmit the virus. It means that you take your medication as prescribed, and the medication is lowering the amount of copies of HIV in your blood. It doesn't eliminate it completely. There's still a tiny, tiny percentage, but it cannot be quantifiable. It cannot be quantified in an exam. It's untraceable, right? Like, they cannot see how many copies of HIV are in your blood. That means that you're undetectable. Undetectable means that you cannot transmit the virus to, like, your sexual partners, to your child. I don't transmit it to my husband. I don't transmit it to my daughter or to my baby. That's what it means. That's what it means. Will the baby have HIV? No. How did you know you had it? I got tested. That's the only way to find out. The only way that you can find out if you're HIV positive is if you get tested. Oftentimes people are like, tell me the symptoms. Tell me the symptoms. And for what? For what? You could have other things. You could have lupus. You could have leukemia. You could have diabetes, child. You could have rheumatoid arthritis. The list goes on and on. You need to go get tested. You need to go get tested. That's the truth. But yeah, that's how I found out. I found out because I got tested. I wasn't scared of the doctors. Child, not me. I don't understand these types of comments. Like, did you just arrive to the chat? Did you just arrive? Because I'm over here struggling, trying to, like, be as informative as possible. And it's like, y'all are not listening to me. What is the risk? There is no risk. If there's an HIV positive, literally, women have been able to give birth to HIV negative children since the late 1990s, early 2000s. You are late. Mere dang 30 years late. Me too, don't worry. I didn't know nothing about HIV till I got diagnosed in 2019. So I'm not even mad at you for that. But you're here. You're here and you're listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth, and then you still refuse to, like, believe it because of your own prejudice, because of your own stigma. The science is there. There is no risk of transmission. Mommy is undetectable. Baby gets on PrEP. Baby gets on PrEP. My daughter was on PrEP for 3 months after I gave birth. Or PEP. She was on some prophylaxis. Not PrEP. I think she might have been on PEP. But she was on some type of prophylaxis for 3 months. Like, literally eliminating any possible transmission, even though I'm undetectable. Me being undetectable is enough. It's literally enough. If I'm undetectable, my baby is safe. But doctors go even the extra mile to put the baby on prophylaxis for 3 months. There is no risk. There is no risk. You can do your own research. You can do your own studies. There has not been a mother who's HIV positive, who's been undetectable, who gave birth to an HIV positive baby. If there was even the smallest risk, like if there was even like 1 out of every 10 children come out positive, they would not suggest it. They would not suggest vaginal delivery. They would not suggest pregnancy at all. Anyway, are you taking meds for your baby? I don't know what that means. Like prenatal? Yeah, of course I'm taking prenatal. I'm taking the gummies though. I can't stomach the pills. I don't know what they put in the pills, but that thing makes me so sick. Just thinking about it is making me nauseous. I take the gummies. And my OBGYN said that that's perfectly fine. Thank you, Denise. Did you get it from your husband? No. No. I didn't get it from my husband. My husband's HIV negative. My husband's HIV negative. That fine piece of chocolate you see on my page, he is HIV negative. And he is so fine. He is so fine. What vitamins aren't you able to take? I can take pretty much, okay. Being pregnant, there was like literally, I could print out 10 sheets of things that I cannot take because I'm pregnant. I could basically take nothing. I could take vitamin B5, I could take vitamin C, vitamin D. But like my typical supplements, I can't take. But for HIV, the one thing that I do have to be careful with, be mindful with, is iron. Iron oftentimes like clashes with my HIV medication. So what I do is I take my prenatal vitamins in the morning and I take my HIV medication at night. So long as there's an 8-hour gap, we're good. So I take my prenatals in the morning, I take my HIV medication at night. That's it. Because, yeah, you know. Does it burn during spicy time? I wonder, I wonder why that question gets asked a lot. No, it doesn't burn during spicy time because HIV is not herpes. Those are two different things. You know what I mean? If you're taking the gummies, I heard you should take an extra gummy to meet the minimum. Correct. So I do take an extra gummy. Yes, I do. Sometimes I take double. So my the serving size is 2. Sometimes I take 3. Sometimes I take 4 because I got a sweet tooth. I don't like candy. Like, I don't like candy. This pregnancy, all I want is candy. Do you see my face? All I want is candy. All I want is sweets. Sweets and picante. Some tahini, some hot sauce. Like, I need, like, picante. But, I really want some jerk chicken. And there is no jerk chicken around me. I really want some jerk chicken so bad. How long did it take for them to reach out to you about your positive results? I don't know where you are in the world, but the clinics in America, baby, HIV tests are rapid. They're 5 minutes. You do rapid HIV tests. I know back in the day, you had to wait like 3-4 days. No. HIV rapid test. And then they sent my blood. So once I tested positive, let me tell you how this works. Once I tested positive, they don't just say, oh, you're HIV positive. They say that you tested positive for HIV. They do not confirm your HIV status until they send your blood out to the lab, and then the lab does the viral load test. Once they do the viral load test, it'll show if you're HIV positive or not. There's a lot of false positives that occur. There's a lot of them. The doctors were like, oh, like maybe it's a false positive. And I'm like, no. I lost near dang 20-30 pounds in 2.5 weeks. This is HIV. I do not need to wait for the lab to tell me that I'm HIV positive. I knew I was HIV positive. I was like, oh, okay, well, that explains a lot. At least I know I'm not dying. I mean, I was actively dying, like when I was like HIV positive and I didn't know. But once they told me I was HIV positive, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I really thought I had something else. Like, I thought I had something terminal. So a part of me was a little relieved that they found what was wrong with me, because I went to the hospital 3 times. 3 times I went to the hospital during my acute stage symptoms, and they turned me away. So, yeah. Does the baby get it while you give birth? Yo, it's 2025. But no, the baby does not get HIV while I give birth. I do vaginal delivery. Vaginal deliveries have been a thing for almost 2 decades, just about. Yeah, so no, there's no transmission. There's no risk of transmission to my baby. They like, if a mother is not undetectable at the time of birth, then they'll do a C-section for sure, amongst other things. Just because, and let me tell you something, just because a mother is HIV positive and she's not undetectable doesn't mean that the baby's gonna come out with HIV. Like, that's how much the medication has advanced and evolved. Even if a mother like acquires HIV during her pregnancy and she does not find out until like it's too late, right? The baby could still come out HIV negative. That's crazy. That's incredible. Are you with your partner? I'm married. Married. Yeah, I'm married, baby. And have high standards. At the very least, let them meet the bare minimum. The bare minimum being honesty, truthfulness, transparency. That's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. Holding your door, bare minimum. Picking up a check, bare minimum. These are bare minimums. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I would wait. I would wait till that. But I wouldn't be like, oh, stay single and be celibate for the rest of your life. It's not realistic. I'm not trying to create an incel community. We already have enough of those people. I don't need no incels in my community. No, thank you. No, thank you. Did you have any symptoms? Yes, I had a ton of symptoms. But I personally don't necessarily like talking about it because it's like people take my symptoms and they're like, what if this guy has HIV? What if this girl has HIV? Go get tested. I would rather you go get tested than to like look at my symptoms and be like, I don't know, start thinking you have HIV. Okay, so what is PrEP? I'm young. Okay, are you young though? Let's see. Okay, I can't tell. I'm getting over a cold. I'm sorry. So, PrEP is pre-exposure prophylaxis. So it's pre. PrEP will protect you from acquiring HIV. Yeah, PrEP will protect you from getting HIV if you're ever exposed to it for whatever reason at all. If you're ever exposed to HIV, whether it's via intercourse, whether it's via blood exposure, right, whether it's via needles, like for instance, like those unfortunate, very, very random and unfortunate souls, those poor girls that went to like I think Mexico and got a vampire facial, and 2 of them ended up getting HIV because they went to a sus spot that didn't clean their equipment. And yeah, so had those girls been on PrEP, they would have never acquired HIV. So yeah, that's pre-exposure prophylaxis. That's PrEP. And PrEP comes in an injectable form, so you could get an injectable form. I think now with PrEP, you could get PrEP, the shot, once every 6 months. Once every 6 months, and you're protected. Like, what? That's crazy. And then the other option is taking 1 pill a day. So, you got options. Your baby will have it? No, my baby won't have it. Is my baby okay? My baby's okay. I think so. My baby's okay. I have a doctor's appointment on Wednesday. Yeah, my baby. I think my baby's okay. Like, as far as, like, alive and stuff. In the name of Jesus. But, as far as, like, HIV, yeah, like, my baby's not getting HIV. My baby won't be born with HIV. None of that. Is it true it can take years to show? No. No, this is so, like, this is, like, people don't really understand what they say and what they hear and what they read when they're not speaking to a medical professional. So, AIDS can show up. Okay, so, look, okay, there's stages to HIV. If you get HIV, let's say with me, I got HIV in 2019. I got tested. They did all the tests, all the blood work. It came out negative for 3 months, but they never tested me for HIV. So that's one thing. They never tested me for HIV, but they tested me for syphilis, for chlamydia, pregnancy tests, all these things, right? Boom. Eventually, my body felt better. So my acute stage symptom, the weeks that I lost weight, 20, 30 pounds in 2 weeks, I had a fever every single day. I had cold sweats, all these things that I had. Eventually, they stopped. Eventually, my body stopped fighting the virus and it just submitted, because that's what happens with HIV. HIV takes over your immune system. It takes over the command of the T cells, and it commands the T cells to start attacking its own body. Instead of fighting other viruses, it attacks its own body and its own defense mechanisms, aka your immune system and white blood cells, to the point that you have no white blood cells. That is what happens, and that part is what takes time. Your immune system is typically very strong. So for your immune system to completely shut down, it does take years. So you could go years without developing AIDS-like symptoms. AIDS-related symptoms will send you to the hospital. You will end up in the hospital for AIDS-related symptoms. It will be something like AIDS-related pneumonia, AIDS-related cancer, AIDS-related brain disease, AIDS-related, like it's all caused by AIDS. It's not like the same pneumonia that people that don't have AIDS have. It's a very particular type of pneumonia. It's a very particular type of cancer that is caused by AIDS. So it's not the same thing as someone who doesn't have AIDS. That is what takes time. But if you would have gotten tested at any point within those 5 to 10 years, you would have tested positive.